Okay. Good morning. It is 9:35. We're going to convene the October 17th, 2023 RPRC minutes. Meeting. The first order of business is adoption of the October 3rd, 2023 RPRC minutes. I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Well, let me just take attendance here. Adam, John, all here? All here. Okay. First order of business is 3 Middle Patent Road for a fence. Let me pull that up. And I'll share my screen. So the planning board actually was at this property and the conservation board actually just needed a wetland permit for a pool, if you remember, maybe a year or so ago.
What the driveway is up with Middle Patent.
Yes, you remember this. Okay, yes. So there's a pull off area here. So what the applicant's looking to do is put in a new fence. She was actually at the counter maybe a week or so ago, and she said that the previous owner had an electrified fence. So they'd like to remove the electrified fence, which is not even permitted, replace it with the chain link fence. It's a typical black chain link.
Electrified.
Yeah.
Why would anyone?
Well, it teaches your kids a good lesson.
It teaches. So,
Keep the kids in and the deer out.
right, no significant issues with what they're proposing. Part of the fence will be in a wetland buffer.
That and electrified at the same time.
Yeah, it's in the buffer. But, the impacts are gonna be minimal here, so I would say, let's do an administrative wetlands permit. Does that make sense to everybody?
Because, just any thoughts on why preponderance of 6-foot fences in the entire site, that'll block any old wildlife through.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
they're,
Yeah, I think that's the point.
And is it the exact same location as the old electrified fence?
It is not, because the old fence did not really respect the property line.
Oh, I see.
So they're gonna be correcting that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it running off.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, see,
Okay.
comes off.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That's
That's
the
the
other
old
back.
one. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
All right, so I'll make a motion to send the building with admin.
I'll second it.
Sue, John, all in favor?
You sat side by side, you actually just use your left hand. Rod was right next
Oh,
to you.
Rod,
You
yes.
his hand is in the building.
All right, let's see. That's a new person come in on. So get these people on, figure out where they need to go. Robert, which project are you here for? You're on mute. Robert.
Yes, can you hear me?
Now we can. So you didn't put in your name which project you're here for.
21 Wampus Lake Drive.
Okay, all right, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Catherine, we don't know which project you're here for. You're on.
Oh.
You just, yeah,
Sorry.
there you go.
I'm a Daniel Groveman's wife for 7 Spruce Hill Road.
Got it. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, no problem. Hillendale.
It's a Chino home.
Okay. Okay. Saad, are you here with us? Saad, you here? Guess not. Get his Zoom to work, but what the applicant is looking to do, I guess, Rob, your office must have given a stop work order here. I see that they were sort of in the middle of taking some trees down around the property. You take a look at the site and look at these trees. I could certainly understand the concern. Some of them are in very poor health. The others are located in fairly close proximity to the house itself. I don't have any significant concerns with the trees coming down. You know, I wanted to talk to the homeowner about whether or not there's an opportunity to add some
That's what I-
trees. Certainly maybe not the same amount, but maybe getting some new specimen trees. It's hard to have that conversation without the homeowner here. Any thoughts on how we want to handle this?
A lot of these were ash, right?
Yeah.
They're they're coming down whether they want to or not in
Yeah.
a few years. So it's
So
unfortunate.
do you want to just, is it possible to approve it with a note just asking if the homeowner would consider, planting species, maybe talk to the planner, talk to you?
Yeah, we could do that.
Do you have an aerial view
Sure.
of this property?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we
pull it up.
always thinks to see what other trees are there.
Yeah.
Oh, no, boy, I mean, it's not, it's around the back. Yeah, it's in the.
Oh, it's in the back.
Yeah, in the back. Yeah.
Can't even see a house there.
Is it even, okay. Are they planning to go before, they have an application for planning too, or no?
Yes, but if you take 10 trees away, I don't know how many are gonna be left.
The ones at the periphery.
Hmm?
The ones at the periphery.
You can see some of the dead trees already.
Yeah.
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 And it looks like the arborist, I mean, the applicant went one step further and actually had a professional arborist identify each one and explain the condition of it, which is.
Yeah, right, and they're not taking them all down, just the ones that are.
Mitigation.
Yeah.
So Whippoorwill Road, next to the old school building, you know, that little property, they took down all the trees. The people behind them, on what's the name of that street? Anyway. The
Oh, here's-
neighbors are
here-
like,
that
are
was the
these
applicant.
changed? And we couldn't see anything, and now we're looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
do you want to chime in anything? About your proposed tree removal? No?
I'm sorry, are you talking to me, sir?
Yeah, yeah, we've been
Oh, yeah.
talking to you.
I'm so sorry. I was stuck in traffic. That's why I didn't get to my office. Just I missed most of the beginning of the meeting about the tree
Well,
removal.
why don't you just tell us about what's going on? And
Okay,
you know,
all right, you
I
got
took
it.
a look.
Thank you so much. Actually, there was two trees that were hanging over the house. We're new to Armonk. Actually, we moved early this year, and the two trees they were completely over from both sides, left and right of the house, and
Yeah, definitely can see that, yeah.
yeah, and it was kind of dangerous, and we thought that if we get somebody who can do it for us with the insurance, etc., that it's going to be just done without, and we didn't know that we needed to submit the permit. On the other hand, there's another tree on the driveway that actually a huge branch fell not long ago, and my wife and I, and we have a child that his room is directly under the tree, and we were very scared that any element of the weather might completely collapse the roof on the top of him. So we took the initiative, but we really love to see if you can authorize us to finish. There are so many trees in our property that were completely not maintained at all. A lot of dead trees, a lot of vines that are killing the trees. So we really love the trees. I mean, I'm the first one to want to keep the tree unless it became a danger to our health and safety. So that's basically our request. If you can help us with that.
Yeah, no, that's helpful. And I went out there and you had the arborist report, which was extremely helpful. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
The one question we were just talking about specifically is there any opportunity to plant some new trees in a location that, is not going to create problems in the future? Any thoughts on that?
We would be more than happy. Actually, that was our plan eventually, because we love the privacy of our property, which is absolutely beautiful. That's what made us buy the house. We planning on putting more trees to keep more privacy around the house, on the perimeter of the house, but just in front of the house, on side of the house, it was a little bit. And on, if you can see from the pictures, the tree on the right side, in front, looking at the house on the right side, the minute they touched it with the saw, it fell and it was all eaten inside. So it was disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. Okay. So any specific thoughts on where you need those additional trees? Because, if we can make that part of this approval, we'll do that.
Oh, well, you know what? We want to put some trees along the fences.
Okay.
On our neighbors, and to be honest with you, we did not think exactly where to, but we are looking into planting more trees. That's for sure.
Okay,
As
so
long as-
along the property line, along
Yes,
the
sir.
fence line, thinking?
Yes.
And
That's
any idea of how many?
I would definitely talk to an arborist. The gentleman was extremely helpful. I think that we'd like to have some expert opinion, how distant, how many,
Okay,
etc.
that's fine. So maybe that's how we'll approve it. is if you don't mind contacting that arborist again, and then we'll work with you on that, on what makes sense.
Thanks. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate your help with this.
Okay, so then we're gonna send the tree removal building. Okay, and then plant mitigation per arborist. And it may not be a lot because there's still going to be trees there and we don't want to crowd them out. So
That's exactly,
depending on
that's
arborist-
exactly, you're right.
Right, so we get it. So I think that's how we'll handle that. So I'll
You
make a
got it.
motion for that, for approving the tree removal.
I'll, John, second it, but before I second it, just to make sure. So, one for one mitigation, I don't feel is
No.
necessary here, especially because, exactly, and especially we don't need to replace dead trees with live trees. You know, if there was a bunch of live, healthy trees, then I'd like to see one for one. So I don't, but how do you think we could phrase that in the approval of this? Can we say just again that he'll be talking to an arborist and trying to get in as many
And then we'll
trees with
see it.
you? Exactly.
And we'll see.
Okay, great. Okay, so then I second it. Yes.
Okay, all in favor?
Hi,
Okay, so you're all set. We're gonna follow up with this determination letter and post it on the website later today. So you could take a look and take that to the building department when you're ready.
You got it, sir. Thank you. Thanks a million. I really
right.
appreciate your help. Have a wonderful
All
day
right,
all.
Jake.
Thank you.
Yes. Sharing the screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
we have a plan.
I do, and I'm gonna share it in seconds, just have to get it all queued up. Okay, guys, are you with us?
Yes.
All right, good morning. So you have a relatively simple application, but of course, there's always an issue, some issue, right? So it looks like that shed's been there for a long time, and it's nice to see how you're gonna rehab it. Are you gonna take any trees, do any clearing just to get better access to it?
The only thing that we're planning on doing is there are some, I guess, shrubbery or bushes that are very close to it.
Yeah.
I understand from the contractor that we basically need to clear about 5 feet around
Yeah.
the perimeter of the shed just to allow them to do the work. So that's just what we're planning on doing.
Okay, that's fine. The most significant issue for you guys is that the shed doesn't seem to meet the setback requirement, and it's very, 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 very close, but not exactly the minimum that's required. So you might want to check with your surveyor to make sure that they really have that correct. So you've got 12.3 feet where 12.5 feet is required. I mean, we're really talking about a minuscule amount, but
2 inches.
I know,
Yeah.
but we're not, the survey says what the survey says. Right, so you might want to double check that with the surveyor. If it really is 12.3 instead of the 12.5, then I would highly encourage you to go to the zoning board of appeals and just tell them that you've got this, this situation rather than having to move the structure 2 inches. Yeah.
Okay, so what would be the next steps for us? I guess we'd reach out to the surveyor. I mean, we used an existing survey when we bought the house, it's just about a year ago. But if they confirm that it actually is 12.5, would we
Yeah.
then just resubmit the application to you guys?
Well, hold on a second and we're gonna discuss it.
Okay,
I don't have any concerns with what the applicant is proposing to do. You know, they have this as existing structure, they want to rehab it, use it as an office, all of that is permitted. You know, this structure, it's just fine, you know, I don't have any issues. Does anyone have any concerns?
None,
Okay,
except can they put
Yeah.
landscaping back around it?
they don't need to put more landscaping back, it's already basically entombed. So they need to remove this, you know, the plantings that are around is too close to the structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The structure looks fine.
Yep.
It's been there. Is it the same color as the house?
Is it the same? color as
no,
that?
the house is white, the structure is red. We're planning on repainting it once the work has been completed.
The 2 inches?
I wish we can just.
We don't know the surveyor what corner he picked.
Exactly,
Right, right,
so
right.
I'm hoping,
Fix that
I'm
with-
hoping there's an easy fix to that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make a motion, I'm gonna make a motion to send this to the building department. With either them updating the survey to show that it meets the minimum requirement. Or they'll need to seek a variance from the zoning board of appeals.
With that,
So I'll make that motion, does anyone,
I'll second it.
Sue, all in favor? All right, so now questions.
Thank you. So yeah, I just want to better understand. So is the next step that our architect would submit a permit application to the building department and we'd
Yes.
either seek to include an updated survey or we'd seek a variance?
That's exactly right, yep.
Okay,
You know, prop survey, just that.
Yeah,
one.
yes, you don't need a whole property survey, we're only specifically concerned with the distance from the structure to the property line there.
okay. So is it like a letter from a surveyor essentially saying that that was slightly off? Or is it just a survey of
No.
that piece of the property?
Or if you can get in contact with the current surveyor, you can have him come out.
Yeah, if you have how old was that survey? You said only a year old?
No, so we didn't have it surveyed, I think, when we bought the house. I think the survey is from the previous purchase, which is from
Okay.
2014, but I have to take a look.
All right, well, if that surveyor is still in business, it's probably worth it to call him and,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. And do we get any kind of formal response from you as to next steps?
So that's the letter of determination and that will be posted to the RPRC website later this afternoon.
Got it. Okay, Catherine, do you have any questions?
Nope. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like a nice project.
Thank you all, appreciate it.
Read it.
All right, take care.
Okay.
thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Office of the Judge. Nice.
Well, they must be getting heat in there.
Oh, yeah, we didn't see that. There's no room for it. Yeah, space here.
You're not dealing with pipes or
Split,
anything.
a mini split,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what it probably would be.
Yeah.
Makes the most sense nowadays.
Right, just don't want
It's
to.
Rob's world.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything. He's not gonna like what I want to tell him after he applies if there's heat in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
well, they're gonna probably.
Okay, 21 Wampus Lakes.
I'm here.
Howard,
I'm here
Great.
as well.
fantastic. Do you guys want to pull up the plans and just share it and share your screen and take us through what you're proposing?
Sure. Let me get that out here. All right. Right. So. Where should we start? All right, so the. Obviously 21, Wampus Lakes Drive
the end of a street there.
Yeah.
The existing home is, set. The idea was originally to basically save the foundation and reuse it and rebuild it on top of that. Ultimately, we decided that the house wasn't facing quite the right direction. So we basically have almost the same basic footprint, pretty close, but we've rotated it so it has a little bit more view towards the southwest rather than more due south. You can
Okay.
see, I believe it shows nicely in Robert's landscape site plan, where you see this dashed line is the footprint of the existing home, and then the darker line is the proposed. So basically what it does is it rotates around pretty much the front door is really kind of where it got set. We basically just rotated the house from that point. The driveway obviously comes across the neighbor's property and then comes onto our property. We, created basically a similar connected up, obviously similar driveway with a drive, around drive area in the front that is similar to what the existing is, not quite the same, but similar. That driveway then rolls down the hill, similar to what is kind of there now. And then there's parking underneath, 2-3-car garage underneath, similar to what is there presently. The existing pool is remaining, the pool itself is remaining. We are reworking the retaining walls around it and the patio area surrounding the pool. We're keeping obviously the structure between the pool and the existing tennis court. There's a large retaining wall. We're keeping that retaining wall, reworking a bit in terms of finishes and so on. The existing tennis court remains in place. What we are doing though is there's those, if you've been out there, you've seen that there's these huge stone blocks that they've used as retaining. And what we're going to do is take some of the existing blocks from I guess that's the west side and move them and sit them on top of the kind of, I guess, the north side of the property of the tennis court to help build up a little bit more, because we are infilling a little bit in the backyard and wanted to build up that wall.
It's only a couple of feet.
What's the height of that wall when it's all said and done?
You can zoom in and see that the spot elevations.
It's so the
It's such a
court is about 512.9, and the top of that wall is about 516. 517 plus or minus 518. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of go up a little bit. So it's about, what's that, about 6 feet?
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to keep it below 6 feet. Otherwise, the planning board has to approve the wall.
Okay.
Is that doable?
Let's see, contour 520 is at the wall and that's higher, so it's surcharged at that point. Let's see, we've got 512, so we can go up to 518. 8-9, is that what you're saying? We can go to 6 feet, Adam?
You can go to 6 feet, anything over, and if you need to go over, it's okay, you just need to go to the planning board. It's not the end of the world. We'll approve it, but that's just what the code says.
Sure.
Yeah, so we're showing of 518.75 and so 512. So I think it's going to work, and that's soil is not coming right up to the wall. We're going to have a little drop. I think we can do that. But
yeah,
I would noted.
Think we can keep it at 6 feet or under.
And if you have to terrace it, you can terrace it. It's just one face can't be moved.
the idea was just to basically, part of the idea is to, we're infilling, that right now.
Yeah.
There, we're infilling some of that backyard, and we just want to roll it off partly to help do a little hiding of the visual of
Yeah.
the tennis court.
Yep,
But
got it.
it's not a big deal to make that a 6 foot high or
Yeah.
less wall. That's not a big deal. So that, I think that's
So Scott, can you take us through the elevations?
sure. So house, let's see, let's get to.
I think it looks really nice, like you did a great job.
Thank you, thank you. We're very excited. The clients are very excited. We're all very excited. So it's basically, the concept is pretty much glass, stone, and metal roof. So presently the materials for the exterior, although we're going back for the idea was to do kind of a blue-gray limestone for the basically for all the main house veneer, and then otherwise it's large metal windows, large openings. The base of the house, kind of around the house, you'll see this kind of grid pattern. That would be we would pour concrete foundation walls, but then we would clad it in basically it's a concrete panel, so it looks like poured in place concrete, but to keep a little bit more consistent feel, we're doing concrete panels adhered after the fact. Then the roof would be a standing seam metal roof, although there is a potential that they would want to possibly do a Tesla solar roof panels, solar roofing on it.
Yep.
Which I don't know if you guys have seen that before. It's basically
Yes. Couple of those. Yeah.
that would it would certainly look nice. They're thinking about possibly some solar. If we were to keep the standing seam metal roof, we may then do just solar panels on the back side of the house facing south, which is perfect. So you don't see it from, they would be the only ones seeing it from the backyard looking up.
Yep.
That's a potential. We haven't agreed to that yet, but that was kind of a thought. There are some you see these vertical elements here at the front of the house, and you'll kind of see this at the side of the house. There's this V. They are steel, basically I-beams that are used as decorative columns. You'll see it on the back of the house. This is the living room inside, and there's these kind of angled steel columns on the outside that hold up a little very thin kind of roof to create some additional shading in the summer, when the sun's out. And then you'll see on the side, this far side of the house, that's off of the kitchen is behind there, and they walk out from the kitchen. There'll be a covered eating area outside, and then steps down to the pool area. So that's the rear of the house, and then the far left side of the house, that is a 2-story master bedroom suite with a kind of a large glassed-in bay window. Most of the rear of the house is glass as much as we could. They bought the piece of property because it has such a beautiful views out.
Yeah.
So they want to maximize that, which I agree. This elevation is showing obviously coming out of the actual kitchen area, and then down to this is the pool level. It's about approximately 5 feet lower than the outdoor patio level. This is showing there's a
Robert, Scott, are you redoing all the staircases to get to those elements? Or you keep? Yeah, okay.
correct. Yep. Yeah. So there's the existing house has kind of a funky curved staircase.
Yeah.
We're tearing that down and
And it's very,
reworking
very
it down.
narrow, and so it needs what you're doing. Yeah.
Yep.
Any thoughts architecture wise, Sue? Yeah.
I know that house that was there,
Yeah.
who lived in it.
What
The
before?
attic. rented it for years.
Oh, actually, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The garage, this is the garage wall down at the very bottom of the driveway.
Doing orange.
Basically, this
So
concrete wall.
that's not.
His daughter lived
Oh, I
across
see.
the street.
Right.
I don't know. if that
That's
house
the
was-
driveway. It's right.
Yeah.
All right, so I think this is great. I've got a few technical comments. We talked about the wall. Oh, you had a note on there saying that new landscaping was proposed, but you didn't submit a landscaping plan. Does that exist?
Not at this point, but it will be, Adam.
All right,
You know,
Um,
we just want to get
trees are
started
nothing.
here. And
I understand. So there is an issue, Robert, with the coverage. So the way the code reads, if you have coverage on another lot that benefits your lot, you have to count it. So from the common driveway portion where it's serving two houses, that doesn't count. But the portion from where it splits off with the other house has to, that has to continue to the split. You follow to,
So this area to where it splits off.
yes, it's charged against your lot. Yep.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's gonna put you over the maximum land coverage. You're probably aren't close.
Yeah.
we're out of gas.
Yeah, it may.
So
What-
if that's the case, you'll either have to pare it down a bit, or go to the zoning board of appeals. You know, given that most of this,
How about porous pavement or pavers, Adam?
yes, you can, so we've typically get the most bang for the buck on, like Grasscrete, because whatever you could take credit for voids. So if there are no voids, then no, the pervious paver doesn't really help you, but if there's voids, you can get credit for it, if that
Okay,
makes sense.
okay, yes. Well, the voids are a small percentage of the paver itself, but
Usually the opposite. Yeah, it's usually the opposite. It's a small structure. Yeah, so if that works in some place, yes, you can do that.
okay. How about gravel?
I don't know where you would do that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
But it might make more sense to go, depending on how far you're over, it might make sense to go to the zoning board. You've got a lot of infrastructure that's sort of remaining. So there's, I think, an argument there. So.
He asked about
When I did the
gravel
initial,
counts as like-
the initial.
Yeah, 'cause it's not pervious surface law, it's stuff on top of the ground.
Okay, right, because the existing property, the gross land coverage is a good bit more than we have to suggest, than we proposed.
Exactly.
Once I started
That's why-
doing the math, we realized that we were definitely would be over if we just did the same thing again. So I said, okay, we can't do that.
Look, I think, I don't think what you're proposing is egregious. It all makes sense, so I think you've got a strong argument going to the ZBA, you just may need to do that.
All right, we'll
much
discuss
fill-
that.
So what would you consider the hardship on that?
Well, you've got to make it work, right?
Right, right, it's a long piece of property and
It's
there's
a long
Yeah.
driveway.
there's a lot of
that's what it-
driveway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
and it makes sense from a site plan to have that front entryway. It makes sense on the type of property it is to do this type of work, so
Okay,
I think you'd be able to get that variance, but
Good.
you can't quote me on that, but.
right,
So
sure.
also you do need. There. You
Okay.
need that.
That's
circle.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying it all makes sense, so,
I mean, for trucks or anybody coming.
yeah.
Right,
Yep.
yep,
So,
okay, well, that's,
uh,
yep, I thought that I didn't realize we had to count the area.
Yeah, no, I know, it's a court.
That it makes sense, that's, okay, you have benefit of it.
So, the building inspector asked how much fill you're bringing on, for that regrading.
oh, that's gonna be, I haven't done the calcs on this, but I would think at least 10,000 cubic yards?
Oh, okay, that's a
That's a good
lot.
bit.
I
Yeah,
would think
that's a
so.
lot of fill.
Yes,
So-
there's going to be a lot of fill
So
there.
you're gonna need to get the fill permit from the building department. Make sure you do that.
Okay,
Certainly.
And of course, you know, you wanna comply with our fill code, so that's all. You have to have the manifests to make sure all that's clean, of course.
okay. I have a question on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the purpose of the fill, I mean, it's very abrupt right now. And we're trying to smooth it over so it just blends better. This is just an aesthetic. But in the site plan, if you've been to the property, you can see there's a lot of exposed ledge. Not so much in the middle there where that lawn will be, which won't be entirely a lawn when I'm done. You'll see the planting plan on this as we move forward. But I think we're going to have some challenges getting to the depth we need for Coltex. And being that this area is in fill in the center, I had identified 3 areas on the property where we can look to do detention. That's plan A. I think 2 of the 3 we may be challenged to get to the depth we need. The large rectangle is in the fill area, but I've set the bottom of the chambers on existing grade. So there's not going to be any movement per se on the bottom of the chamber because it'll be on existing fill. We're going to be filling the sides of the chambers. That is if we don't have any luck in the other 2 areas. And I just wanted to get comment from Keller Sessions. You know, if we have to take that tack, what's their position on this?
For state code, you have to, I think it's 25%, the rest, it could be in fill. So
25% is being.
25% can be out, but the
Out.
rest has to be in virgin ground, and you can't be on more than 50% slopes. I don't know how extreme those slopes are you're showing,
That should be.
but you can't put treatment in fill and just have the bottom sitting on virgin ground. It has to be 75% in the virgin ground.
75%.
And you have 3 foot clear from the bottom of the brackets to
Right,
the
but
ledge.
Tony, he doesn't have to infiltrate, he can use some other.
You can
practice.
find, you can,
Do a surface, right?
you can have other methods. They have
Right.
valor systems, you know, that I'll leave that up to you, but just.
Well,
wanna
that's
make-
plan B. That's plan B. And
Surface, I'm sorry to interrupt, Rob, would a surface, Robert, would a surface basin be an option for them?
Again, you're looking at your distance down to rock as well, your treatment.
Right.
And your percolation of your soils and.
right, we'd like to get testing done before freeze. So,
Yep.
and I know you're going to want to witness those tests. One option we had was what we call the armpit, and that's the lower left-hand corner of the site. That would be southwest. There's a drain flow that goes out there, and we were thinking possibly of doing a detention area if we strike out with plan A. The problem we're going to have though is getting separation from, actually, no, it's the other, let's see, it would be the other side. It would be the southeast side. Yeah. So go to the corner of the site, Scott. Yes, down there, there's a drainage flow out of the property in that area. It's pretty significant, that channel. And so if we get separation distance from the septic, not so much the septic, but the septic expansion, that would be another option we would think about.
So
So is he gonna be doing chipping?
Pardon?
You're not gonna be chipping rock here, not
No,
really.
not at all. It would be a large rain garden.
Yep.
No, but in general, on
No.
the site, do you have any chipping to do for the new foundation or anything?
We're hoping not. I mean, in most of a good bit of the house of the proposed is it within the existing footprint. But, obviously we're expanding a little bit north of the existing and a little bit kind of west, I want to say. So, there is potential, but I can't imagine there'd be too much.
All right, well, if you run into it, you have to file a permits for chipping also.
Okay,
What does running mean? I mean, if they have.
They find
yes,
it.
They have to chip, they run to having the chip, then they're gonna have to file permits for that, and there's a 10-day grace period on the chipping permit.
Meaning,
Grace, okay.
Can't chip 10 days till after the mailing goes out.
got it.
So a lot of people just file for a chipping permit regardless if they use it or not at this point.
Okay,
Right, so you might want to file for it, so you get 10-day grace.
It's only a $250 chipping permit compared to a $3 million house, $4 million house. It doesn't hold the job up.
right,
Yep,
okay. Great. That's reasonable. Robert, anything else you wanna to ask?
any other engineering issues?
Limited disturbance and quantify it as well, kind of want to see. Everything you'll be disturbing included, erosion controls, and you're gonna have to go to the health department. So we'll have to see all proof of approval from the health department.
Yeah, I've put in the forms to get whatever they've got on the existing septic.
Yeah.
You know, does town have anything at all? Do you know?
On what?
On septic, where it would have been set?
Yeah, might have it, yeah, you should foil the building department, existing building department file, there might be something there.
You need to
Okay.
foil that too. But I have a feeling you're gonna be doing upgrades.
If the house is over 1,000 square feet, no matter what, you're gonna have to go to the health department.
Exactly.
So just a question, listening to building inspector's comments about the quantifying the number of yards coming in and then that, it sounds like in the demolition, there's gonna be a lot of traffic across the easement driveway, the common driveway.
Yeah.
And that, in terms of the notification of that neighbor or what that could do to that the existing driveway over time, like, is the applicant gonna need to think about repaving the neighbor's driveway?
Well, there should be an agreement between the two that spells out what the maintenance requirements are, it's not really a town issue. Yeah,
But I guess,
But it's just not right. It's the neighborly thing to do. They, I believe they purchased this property from that neighbor, so they'll.
Right.
So that's good. But I'll let them know that's very true that there's gonna be a lot of activity and a lot of big heavy trucks, so it's eventually gonna
right, time.
need
this
some help.
one suggests, I'm sorry to interrupt, this is RPRC, now the planning board, the neighbor won't know about it until building permits filed.
They would not necessarily even know, until
No.
work starts.
Until work starts, right? So now the opportunity is at least to bring them on, make them aware of the changes and work, whatever they need to work out to the neighbors.
Well, what do you suggest? That we do?
Oh, well, it sounds like the applicant's gonna work with the neighbors
Yes,
to make them
yes,
aware. They're gonna-
right, but we don't have any,
That's between the two
right,
parties.
we don't have any control.
Right. But they haven't seen, the landscaping plan either.
Yeah, no. Now.
Yeah.
Robert, you mentioned, so right now there's, it's a. Formal landscape, I guess you would call it, with
Right.
open meadows.
Mhm.
Are you proposing to change that?
Actually, it's not open meadows, it's a large lawn.
One, okay.
And
Yeah,
what we're going to be doing is creating a more natural effect with on the perimeters. We'll have a lawn core, but we're going to have perimeter native plantings and meadow,
Okay,
no mow.
interesting, nice. Good.
But
But does that, what are you?
Well, I'm wondering is, all I'm suggesting is, this doesn't rise up to the level where neighbor notification would be necessary.
Well, my philosophy, my thoughts on this
Right.
is they are not really impacting what is happening at the periphery at all. Right, everything's happening pretty much in the core there,
Right,
so it's not changing
okay,
the status quo.
got it. So from the views of the neighbors.
Yes,
will
not changing.
change.
Right,
Okay.
right, the house is in generally the same location,
Yes,
the infrastructure is in generally the same location, the amenities are in the same location.
okay,
It sounds like they're gonna be making some changes to the lawn, which will be beneficial. Perhaps they'll be adding some additional screening, but it's certainly not making things worse. That's my take.
Just a couple of years of noise.
Yes, there will be impacts
So
for sure.
it would be nice if they knew that was
Yeah.
coming.
Agreed.
Oh,
So please
certainly,
be neighborly and reach out to them.
will do. Yep, we'll make sure of that.
Yeah, thanks for talking that through.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
agree.
I do agree,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone okay with this? All right, so then I think we're gonna send you to the building department. So you can, you'll have to address the engineering conditions. You'll have to address these planning conditions and some of those zoning things. Might need to, like we talked about, go to the zoning board of appeals. But overall, this is an excellent plan. And I'll make a motion to send it to the building department.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. This is exciting.
Thank you
Looks
very
good.
much.
Okay, thank you so much.
We're excited as well. Appreciate it.
Okay,
Speak to you later.
All right.
okay. One more.
I agree with Rob on the what ifs, file for that shipping. permit.
Yeah,
Why
I
not?
think so.
Why not? It's
So cheap.
exactly.
All right, Joseph, you with us?
So,
Joseph, you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Ah, great. Okay, I'm just gonna share the screen so we can take a look. All right, so. You have, I think you have existing and proposed elevations, right?
Yes, we thought that'd be helpful.
Yep, there we go. So we've got what is, Joseph, what is the history of this house? The property is
The
a
history-
mess.
The history is that it's been in Thorne and North Castle side for a while, based on all the documents I saw from
Yeah,
the
I mean,
town. So
it's bad.
it's really not as bad. You know what happened? I think they just ran out of money and let everything grow in, but it's really not as bad as it appeared. So
Well, I guess
you know,
what we have is the contents of the house are all spread out.
Yeah.
Around the house. I mean, it's almost comical. So Joseph and I have been talking about what he wants to do. The plan that was originally submitted shows an increase in the number of bedrooms. Based upon his budget and just the need to get moving, he's not going to increase the number of bedrooms. Is that right? Is that what you're thinking at this point?
that's 100% correct. Yes.
Okay, so what the changes to the house you can see from the elevations.
Do
Yep.
we have a
the
Site
site
plan?
plan?
picture of the house?
Well, I know
As
this
it
house,
is.
yeah.
Well, yeah, right here, the above, see existing front elevation here? An existing right elevation?
Well, like a photograph.
Oh, on the photograph.
I think this is the one.
Street
Yeah, I know this well, yeah.
Into.
I actually looked at buying it years ago.
I think
Oh,
those
really?
cars.
Yeah.
So,
But this was in better shape than the house I ended up buying.
Like this car's on.
We're just trying to do the right thing, and yeah, we're just trying to do the right thing and get the property in acceptable conditions, so it's not such an eyesore for everyone living in the area. And we're working on that,
That's it, just.
Joseph, Adam was just gonna pull up, his Google Maps Street View a second.
You'll recognize it soon.
Is it a one-story house now?
No, two.
It's two-story, but where's the addition
In
going?
the back.
There's already a structure there. We're just adding that small second floor to the first floor that's already existing.
Adam, if I remember correctly, isn't there something, you can't change the footprint of this house? Was there
No,
something?
they could.
Yeah, I don't, again, it's many years since.
Well, there's the house.
The car there.
Oh, well, I recognize that.
Yeah, I spent quite a bit of money cleaning everything up. It was just unacceptable.
Unfortunately, it's not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're next week the property will be completely clear of everything that's left over from the previous regime, we'll call it. And then that's it, it's just, there's only so
Alright,
many
so-
dumpsters I could fill.
So I get it. It's gonna take time. So let's talk about what you're doing here. So we have the existing and proposed elevations. You can see that, Sue. You can see the addition that we're talking about, which is above this
Right.
corner here. I think that's all fine.
Yep. Does
Um,
anyone see it from the rear?
from the road? No, from the
Rear.
rear. I don't think so, not from the rear. No way. I mean, that's extremely far away.
Yeah.
There's a huge wetland in the back.
That's why I thought I couldn't change the footprint.
Well, you can with permits.
Right.
So, Joseph, what's the thought on how you're going to utilize this property, right? You don't have a driveway really right now.
There on an old site plan, it looked like there were two driveways. There's a pull-in in the front of the house, but there's an existing driveway. If you're running north on Bedford Road, before the house, there's a garage. And in front of that garage on Bedford Road, there's an entrance where there was what appears to be once upon a time a driveway. And that's what I think we're going to utilize as the driveway, so we don't have to pull in right in front of the house.
Okay, but so you're gonna have to show us that where, right, on a site plan. So where is
Yeah,
that driveway gonna go? And you'll need to get DOT permit because you're on a state road.
It's already existing. There's already an entrance between the stone wall. It's already there. I can
You have the state to agree to it, because what's there now, you're gonna abandon that.
Well, right now, we're not going to abandon anything because for the sake of, being able to get material there, I think that the current
That's
driveway
my
to
point.
Yeah.
That's my point, Joseph. It's not safe the way it is right now.
right. So what's your recommendation?
You're gonna have to put a driveway in that's safe, that meets DOT standards. That's what you're
Okay,
gonna have
so
to do.
All right. So for the meantime, why don't I use the current and existing entry point, which is before the house on the left, and then I'll deal with getting the material to the house from that point.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all, so I don't know if it's there or not, I just don't know.
It's there. I think, you know what, I can, there were so many documents from the town that I received because of all the problems from the previous owner. The plan that was there shows the garage with the entry right in front of the garage on Bedford Road. I can
Okay.
send that, I can send that to
Yeah.
you.
Yep. Now, what are you gonna do with the outbuildings? There looks like they're need to be condemned.
No, the garage that's existing is in good shape. The two little sheds, they're
Yeah, I'm
not,
talking about, yeah.
there's two little sheds and they're already falling down. So
That's what I'm saying. So we need the site plan to say those are going. Or
Yeah.
staying, being repaired.
no,
or
they're gonna,
whatever.
yeah, they're already gone. But
I
we're,
agree.
we're just gonna clean up the mess, unfortunately,
Fine.
but yeah.
All right, what else do we have? Oh,
You want it here?
no, I got it. So we talked about needing the site plan. Oh.
That's an easy one
okay.
that I can get you.
Yeah, all right, so.
But I got that
question
from the
is,
town anyway.
Yeah. Is,
You disagreed to that.
I
You
just-
said he needs to develop a site plan, you said yes.
He
said
does.
he can get it from the town, and you said yeah.
No, you have to prepare the site plan that's gonna show the location of the addition.
Yeah.
On the ground, so it's not clear whether the addition meets the front yard setback, if you believe that. Or, so, I don't know how Rob,
already-
this is a second story addition, whether or not he would need a variance to go up. No, okay, so then he won't, that's good. But we still need the site plan to show the driveway. The structures that are gonna be removed, I think generally we want to note on the site plan saying that all of the debris that is on the property is going to be removed.
That is for
You
sure. That
have
is
to sh-
definitely going to, yeah, the garbage has to get out of there. I already did,
Yeah.
I think we did a number of dumpsters already and it's just,
Yep.
just got too crazy. But yeah, we're gonna do the right thing. Of course we are. We just,
Yep.
we want
And
to, we
then
want to,
Joseph, you've got to show where the septic and the well is and cordon those off. So when you have the activity on the site, you're not impacting those septic fields.
right. So the site plan that I do have shows the driveway, shows the well location. And I also have, I can get a document from the company who came to inspect the septic tank, who said that there was
Yeah.
it checked out, everything was fine. I can get something from him if that works.
No. We're saying, we're not saying that it works or not. We're saying that you've got to cordon it off. So when you're bringing materials and people are driving on the property, you're not driving it over your septic system. That
Right,
will
so
ruin it.
So if you're looking at the house from the Bedford Road, the septic tank is
Yeah.
on the right side of the house, about 50 feet, about 50,
Yes.
60 feet away on the right side. So the well.
That's just. Yeah, but that's just the tank. There are fields where all that effluent gets distributed.
Yeah, it's all on the right side of, it's all on the right side of the
Yeah,
house.
so what we're saying is you've got to show it on the
How
plan.
did they get there?
Guys,
Can we just have just one conversation?
yeah, so you have to show it on the site plan and cordon it off so no one drives over it.
Got
Those fields, not just the
Got it.
tank.
Got it. But just for purposes of this where there's no reason for us to even go on that side of the house.
Good, yeah, that's what you want to show, exactly, perfect. We talked about, so that whole rear area is wetlands, so we really should see where that wetlands are, where it is, and where the buffer is, you just want to stay out of it.
Could we just back up a second?
Yeah.
Is the applicant, is Joseph clear on what a site plan is? Sounds like there's some confusion as to what a site.
So
plan is.
Joseph, the site plan is gonna show your property boundary. It's gonna show the location of the house. It will mark where the second story addition is going. It's gonna show your septic system, your well, your driveway. In addition, we'll need to see where the two required off-street parking spaces are. They don't have to be inside the garage. You just need to show where two cars are gonna park on the site. They can be outdoor.
But
Yeah,
who has to?
yeah.
Joseph,
Yeah.
understand with that.
Joseph, you're either your architect or your engineer has to prepare that plan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the site plan that we have on I received from the town I'm pretty sure I received it from Northcastle.
He's talking about the boundary lot plan. He's talking about the. Is that?
They
that's on
had
the site
they had
plan?
pretty much everything on there that you were just mentioning. The
So
wetland
your-
area, the
Your
buffer.
engineer architect can use that as a base, but they're gonna have to update it with, what's going on and what we're talking about. Like those notes and everything else.
Okay,
Understood?
understood.
Okay. We talked about DOT site distance, where that's going to be. We talked about the junk. We talked about the outbuildings. So I think,
So I don't,
yeah,
so he's already demoed buildings on the property and stuff like that?
no, they're there in a state of disrepair.
Okay,
He didn't do it yet.
thought he said he did.
No. I think he's taken some of the junk away. It was an enormous amount.
Some
Across
it was-
from,
It's crazy.
what's his name, Sonny Vitage?
Might be.
Sonny's
It's over there.
96
Yeah,
or something like
right.
that. This is that one in the field on the left side.
Yeah.
It's kind of abandoned.
Yes,
I think they just cut brush away now. You can
Yes.
see the house now.
yeah. All right, so any thoughts about the addition itself? No. We didn't see the plans, Joseph, that show your reconfigured floor plans without the bedroom. What do you
Yeah,
think?
He
you're
sent
gonna
it,
do?
Adam, he sent it to you in email. And I believe he CC'd someone else on it.
How many square
I don't want-
feet?
I don't know. I don't have it. I just have the one that says bedroom 3 and bedroom 4.
Yeah.
Altogether, what would you say the addition is? A few hundred square feet is my guess.
Yes, it's a few hundred square feet, yes.
Piece of the bedroom, you know?
Well, the plan that we had showed an increase in the bedroom count. He said he submitted, I just haven't seen it yet, a plan that doesn't. Just generally, how did you deal with it? Can you explain? to us?
we just moved the larger master bedroom upstairs. And we're just gonna
Okay.
keep the downstairs as a family area, living, dining. It's a small house anyway, so it probably made
Got
more
it.
sense to begin with. My wife was trying to, turn it into something that it's, not really ready for.
All right, so you basically combined those two bedrooms into a master and did something like that. Got it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we just want to, we'd like to just, get the roof on and, get going
Yeah.
so it doesn't look like such an eyesore and we can, make progress.
Yeah, okay, you've got this.
We had
Kudos
one of
to
the
you.
neigh-
This, you know,
One of the
this is-
neighbors stopped me because I was in the driveway and she was like, thank you so much for cleaning up this SHIT hole. The previous owner
Yeah.
didn't give it that. I'm like, oh, okay, wow, all right. No, no worries.
Well-
You'll see it soon. So
It will certainly be an improvement, so.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll make a motion to send this to the building department. What's wrong? Anyone want to second that?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so. So we're gonna send you to the building department, to get the permits, but Joseph, there's steps here, there's still things you're gonna need to do before you get that building permit.
I understand.
Okay?
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
So you can't attack the building department, and I know time is of the essence for you, but there's a list here that has to get addressed before he can issue that permit.
Besides building code,
Yeah,
And
what do you want to say about that?
that's it, just, you have that list and then
Yeah.
there's gonna be a code review.
Okay, and then the building inspector just said that there'll be a building code review too on the, what you're doing to the addition for the addition.
right.
Okay? But you're starting the process, you're making progress, but there are things that have to get addressed by you before you get your permits.
Understood.
Okay,
The applicant, Joseph's architect should be familiar with is familiar with what the building code
Yeah,
review
yeah.
will entail.
of course, yeah, he's licensed.
He's licensed, right? So
All right, any questions on your end, Joseph?
No, not at all. I'll contact my architect, right away.
Okay,
And,
So we're gonna
and then Adam,
we're
Those
gonna
plans
post all of this, so you have like
Okay.
a checklist of what you need to do. So that's gonna
Okay.
be posted today. Direct your architect to take a look at that, because that's gonna give you all your next steps.
okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay,
All right. Thank you,
Take care.
everyone. Bye-bye.
about Joseph.
Bye-bye.
all right, so that is the last item,
Printed survey.
so we're adjourning this meeting.
I just had a question.
Yeah.
If you may, just about Seven Spruce, a shed addition.
Yeah.
So Rob's made a comment about the I guess
They have heat.
right, or there could be some code implications to that applicant,
Mhm.
but the applicant had signed off and we, or, sort of that comment came up. Is it worth circling? I don't want to surprise the applicant in that case. They think they're okay with what all they needed to do was to adjust the 2.5 inches or so that they were off to sort that out.
Yeah.
But there could be other.
There could be.
Other code implications.
But we never went into the building code aspects.
Because they have to solve for the variance.
Well,
or
we were
location.
approving the conversion from
Right.
storage shed
Right,
to
Yeah.
an office.
right,
And we're dealing with the zoning and planning issues.
right.
The building code review always occurs next.
But you seem that they would be surprised by that.
What's
Right,
the
I don't know if they need
surprise?
insulation or.
Why? Because the
No,
whole
what?
code, there's a whole code, energy code aspect
Right.
to this that'll drive the cost tremendously, and then they probably, abandon the project or something. Because of the code aspect of it.
All
They
value
probably,
of the
there's window
windows.
factors, there's all sorts of things that are gonna play into.
I mean, an
Not it,
architect, so.
Yeah, but the architects play against me all day long.
Mhm.
I just, in this guy, we off record.
We are not. Well, we could adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, I mean, adjourn.
But so I,
Our business is.
well, I was gonna, well, before we adjourn, I was just gonna suggest that that in your, as you're recording the action steps for the applicant,
Just
that-
point out that
point
there was
out
a
that
building
you're-
code review.
that the applicant's architect needs to do
Yeah,
a
we'll add
building
that.
energy code review.
Yeah.
Prior to being able to go to the building.
Yeah, sure, that makes.
So at least
Good
that,
point, Jim.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do
Okay.
that.
Because they might change their mind when they see all those things.
All right, so it is 10:45. We are going to adjourn.
I'll second.
Thank you.